What's up, my beautifuls? You know who it is. It's your girl, Goldie. And I'm coming to you today with the first video of a series that I am going to be doing called the Body Image Series. I've been thinking about doing this for months now, but I've never really, had the courage to do it. But I was walking this morning and I was just thinking about it, and I was like, why not just go ahead and do it? Why not? So the first, this is going to be very emotional for me because it's a very sensitive subject for me. And I'm sure it's a sensitive subject for a lot of other people as well. So the whole point is not only to help myself, meaning allow this to be a form of therapy for me, but also for other people that are dealing with or have dealt with the same type of issues that I have been dealing with. So this first video is going to be, from the title, you can see it is, I'm dark skinned. Does that mean I'm not pretty? This has been a question that has permeated my mind since I was about 10 years old. And it started out at 10 because one of my brothers and I, we were going back and forth. We were joking with each other or whatever. And we had in the living room, there was this big screen TV, and it was like pitch black and it was off or whatever. And he was like, that's what you look like. And like, he was pointing at the TV. And from that moment on, I was so insecure about the color of my skin. And he didn't, he was a kid. I was 10, so he was like 6 or 7. So, he didn't mean any harm. We were joking back and forth. But from that point on in my life, I was very self-conscious about being dark skinned. And my mother, she's lighter skinned. Like, she's like a, she's not high yellow, but she's, she's light. She's light, really light. And my dad, he's like a maybe like a chocolate, a lighter chocolate. So it was always, not only was it always like, after that, it was a comparison between my skin color and my mother's skin color, my skin color and my brother's skin color. Like, it was always like, the first thing I look at when I see a person is what color is their skin, and am I darker than them? And it, like, this, when I tell you, it was a constant thing. It was a constant thing on my mind, all the way up into adulthood. And, there's this negative connotation with dark-skinned women, and now not so much dark-skinned men, because people love a chocolate man. People love a dark-skinned chocolate man. So, it wasn't really, it's not really such a negative connotation with men, but with women, we're automatically deemed as ugly or ratchet, or a lot of negative things go along with being a dark-skinned woman. So those things are continuously shoved down our throats in society as a whole. And I remember there was a situation. I was in the Air Force, and you know, being young, because I was 17 years old, 17, 18 years old. So being young, I didn't know who I was. I was just me. I wasn't a girly girl. I was, you know, I was really a tomboy. I hung out with a bunch of guys, which, I mean, we'll talk about that later on in the series. I hung out with a bunch of guys, which made me very, like, women, the girls hated me. There were very few women that liked me because I hung out with a lot of guys, and that again had a negative connotation. But in actuality, I was used to hanging out with my brothers. I had all brothers, so it was easier for me to get along with guys. But anyway, like I said, that's for another portion of the series. And there was this dude that I hung out with. We were cool, and me, him, and this other guy that we hung out with, we went to Church's Chicken for the first time. Like, I had never been to Church's Chicken. I know that's super random, but literally I had never been to Church's Chicken. So we were going to Church's Chicken, and we were joking or whatever. Like, I forgot what we were talking about. And the guy, he was light skinned. He was like super high yellow. And he turned around, because I was sitting in the back seat and they were sitting in the front seat. He turned around and he's just like, you have the personality of a light-skinned girl. And I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Again, I was 17, 18 years old. I, you know, had been in Germany my whole life. So I honestly didn't. And to this day, I really still don't completely understand what that means. But that's what he said to me. He said, you have the personality of a light-skinned girl. So again, you know, the thing that, you know, went through my head without me saying it was my skin color. Like, that's the only thing that I could really like think about was, oh wow, my skin color, I'm dark. And so like that was another instance where it was just like it was negative. It was negative because it's he didn't say it, just like my brother when we were kids. He didn't say it in like a type of way, or any, like, you know, being dark skinned was bad or anything, but the comparison, you know. So that was another instance where I was just like, wow, okay, so does that mean that I'm ugly? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And what is the personality of a light-skinned person? I still don't know. And if you can kind of tell me what it is, comment below and let me know what you think that means. But anyway, so like I said, this has been a constant uphill battle for me as a dark-skinned woman. And so just I started getting into makeup. This is way later. Like, this is much later. Started getting into makeup a little bit, a very, very little. And then I come to realize, you go into the store and it's like, where's my shade of makeup? Like, okay, I see the light tan folks, I see the medium tan folks, I see the darker tan folks, but where is mine? So again, like, that's just reinforcing the fact that you kind of don't belong. Like, you know, there's no need for you to wear makeup because it's gonna do nothing for you. And you know, saying that out loud is like, it's very ugly. Like, it's very ugly, but honestly, those were the feelings that I had. So I thought about doing skin lightening and stuff, like just being honest. And I know people are gonna, you know, in the comments, they're probably gonna whatever, but that's the truth of the matter. I thought about doing skin lightening products or whatever the case may be, but I have really, really sensitive skin, so that's a dub. I hated going out in the sun. Like, I hated it. Like, I don't want to go out in the sun. Don't take me to no beach. Don't take me out in the sun. Don't want to go to the pool. None of that, because I don't want to get any darker than I already am. And now that has changed. Now I have a love-hate relationship with the sun, because I've been sunburned for the first time. And again, that's one of those things that a lot of people don't really don't believe. Like, not black people can't get sunburned. Lies. Those are lies. I've been sunburned and it hurts. It hurts really, really bad. So that's why me and the sun are not friends now. But back then it was because I didn't want to get any darker. But I'm still, working on believing that just because I'm a darker skinned woman, it doesn't mean that I'm any less pretty than, any other woman, white, brown, lighter brown, whatever. Like, it's an inside thing. And I think that we put so much merit into outer appearance, and we put so much merit into what society says or deems as beautiful, that we start really putting ourselves down and making ourselves, feel less than, when in actuality, it's not about what you look like. It's about how you are, who you are, your personality. That's what makes you pretty. And a lot of people like, yeah, that's superficial, but nobody wants to be deemed ugly. Like, come on. Nobody wants to feel that way. It's a terrible feeling. So, that's one of the battles, that I can, and if I'm being honest, sometimes I still deal with it, but it's easier for me to snap out of it now because I'm older, and I'm like, okay, seriously, get your life together. Like, you are beautiful, you are wonderfully made, you're a good person, stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not one of those struggles that you just be like, you know what, I'm good now. That's not it. I'm not about to sit here and lie and, act like I don't sometimes be like, dang, about my skin. But now it's more because my skin is so sensitive and I break out, and that type of thing. It's not really my skin color. It's like my sensitive skin that bothers me with, breakouts and stuff like that. But yeah, that's one of the issues of body image that I have had for a long time, almost 20 years now. And it's not a good feeling. Like, it's not a good feeling. And I wish that people would, I see it more often now, people praising darker skinned women, saying that they're beautiful and, they're goddesses and stuff like that. You see it more often now than you did before, but there's still this, like, if she ain't light, she ain't right type thing going on. And that's not fair, because, and there, the comment that I have gotten a lot in my life. Oh, you're so pretty for a dark skinned girl. I'm just like, why can't I just be pretty? Like, why can't I just be pretty? Why does it have, like, why does it, you know what I'm saying? This is one of those things that I really wish that I could get out to more young girls, regardless of their skin color, anything. I wish I could speak to them and let them know that they're beautiful no matter what. Like, you're beautiful no matter what. Skin color, acne, blemishes, whatever, you're beautiful. Like, it doesn't define you at all. Like, that does not and should not define you. But it's way easier said than actually believed, if you will. But yeah, this is one of the things, this is definitely one of the things that I have fought with my whole life, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but I have a great family, great support. My husband, just to that constantly they tell me that, that you're beautiful and, all this stuff, which is really, sorry you guys, which is nice. It's nice to hear. But it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. Because as women in general, we have the societal norm or standard that everybody wants to go by, which is not fair. But that's for a whole nother episode of this series. Thank you for watching. If you've had any experiences like this, comment down below. No matter what your skin color is, comment down below. Let me know about your stories. And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And let me know if you want me to talk about anything else in particular. But until next time, my beautifuls, bye.